Welcome to the Forging Podcast, where our mission is to forge guys into godly husbands, fathers, men, and leaders in their communities. We push out of our comfort zone, face our fears, and grow stronger every day. We strive to be selfless providers, dangerous protectors, loving husbands, fathers, and friends. I hope you all enjoy the podcast. Welcome back, guys, to the Forging Podcast. We have reunited again, me and Brett. Adam, he's still off and wherever Adam land is.
Traveling. He's always traveling these days.
Yeah, I saw some posts that they had out in, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, out in Alaska.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I need to do what he does. I want to go to Alaska.
I know, that's what I started to ask him the other day if they ever work or if they just travel, you know?
Yeah. The answer is travel, I think.
Seems that way.
He's gone a lot.
Yeah.
I need to get in that line of work. I travel a lot, but it's just to Hackleburg or to Winfield or somewhere like that, and then I have to work. It's like he travels, and it looks like he's having a really good time not working.
I think the Alaska thing was just a him and Leslie trip. I'm not sure about that, but I think it was.
Okay.
But he said it was awesome. He said it's like a dream up there.
Yeah. If I ever went up there, I probably wouldn't want to come back.
Well, I mentioned we should just plant a church up there. You know, I could fly a float plane for my living. You know, I don't know what Adam would do, but that's his problem.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Hey, I'll be an usher. Oh yeah, Adam. He could be a fishing guide.
Mm-hmm. We'll go hunt grizzly bears and.
I'll do all the meat processing.
Okay.
So you fly the plane. Adam takes people fishing, and I can actually take them hunting too.
Yeah.
I could be like a hunting guide. I don't know anywhere. I don't know what I'm doing out there, but
we'll figure it out.
We'll find something to shoot. You know what I mean? We will not come back empty-handed. Is it legal? I don't know, but we got food on the table.
That's right.
So
it eats.
I mean, it's Alaska. You know, is there really that many game wardens?
Wouldn't think.
I don't know. I guess we ought not try it, but I'd sure love to go visit.
Me too. I really would. No kidding. He said, first thing he said to me, he said, you would love it.
Yeah. It just looks amazing. It's like unrealistic. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
Unrealistic.
I've heard
it's so amazing it doesn't look real.
I've heard about the only negative. Well, you got the 1 month that's daylight all the time, and then you got the other month that's dark all the time.
Yeah.
I think the daylight would drive me crazier than the dark.
Really?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think it would.
I feel like the dark would drive me crazy.
I think most people is like that. The dark would drive me crazy, but you know I'm different as far as the sun is concerned. The sun typically hurts me, you know. So like the
sun is out to murder me.
I like it when it's cloudy and raining, you know.
Yeah. For a little bit, yeah.
Oh, I like it.
Like if I've been out working in the heat for a couple weeks, that rain is a nice break.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I wouldn't mind it raining for a week, and then I'm like, all right, I really got to get back to work. But after a while, it's like I want to go out and do stuff, and I don't want to be soaking wet doing it.
So I'd rather be wet.
You'd also rather have a flashlight on your head so you can see what you're doing, it sounds like.
Yeah, that would.
That's the aggravating. Like, if it was dark all the time, it's like, I always have to have a flashlight. Imagine the batteries you're going to burn through.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know how dark it actually gets. Is it like pitch black dark? Or is it like just kind of dark?
Yeah, I think the daylight is like sort of like ours is sort of right now. You know,
dusk.
Sunset and dusky. I think that's the way it is all the time.
Huh.
But
I mean, I'd be okay with that because it wouldn't be burning, blistering hot. You would.
I think the dark is dark though. Like completely
it's
dark,
like pitch black.
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, I guess that's when people go crazy.
I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's the way it is.
That's probably why there's a lot of craziness that happens around that time. Because I've watched like Alaska State Troopers or something like that, and you see that when it's dark time, it's like
And the mosquitoes. The mosquitoes, I've heard some negative on that.
Yeah. It's probably as bad as the ones down in the swamps of Florida. They're so big they pick you up and carry you down the road.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
No, they're big. I mean, when they land on you, it's like, oh, it's you know it. It's not like you're hanging out and all of a sudden you feel a bite. It's like, slam. Now I'm biting you. They're like birds. But man, so I mean, it's been, how long has it been since we've got to sit down together and talk?
Yep, and it has been a while.
Because I went to Florida back in early June, and last we talked face to face was the last podcast right before I left, I think.
Yeah.
And then
so it's been
over a month, almost
2 months.
Dang on.
Yeah, I knew it'd been a while.
Flies.
Yep.
Does it feel like time is like oddly going by crazy fast more than it ever has?
Yep. I don't know if that has to do with our age or if it's because we're in a season of life where we're so busy and it's just.
I feel like I've been in many seasons of life that I've been crazy busy.
But not.
It doesn't seem like, of course, I guess if I looked back and really pondered on it, maybe it did seem that way as well, as it was just like blowing by. But I just feel like it's just like a blink and it's gone. Like,
yep. That's definitely the way
I feel like I was just
me.
in Florida, but when I look back, it's been almost 2 months. Yeah, almost 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, good grief. What's happened? Of course, ever since I got back, it's just been wide
chaos.
Open.
Yep.
Man, just running like crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, last time we talked, you were still having issues with the chickens and all that, and you've had a fix since. If you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So, I guess you want me to replay the whole thing. I've already told you.
We've sat down and talked for the last hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it's been, catching up. And like I said, we haven't seen each other so long.
Yep.
Kind of like a family reunion here.
So we got. I got really desperate. Got on the phone, started calling some people, and I called our local representative. I don't know if he wants me to say his name, so I don't guess I will. But
as long as he's doing a good job, we won't call him out. But if he's doing bad, we're going to roast him.
This is the second time this guy has really come through for me.
So he's a good guy.
Yeah, great guy.
Yeah.
And anyway, I'm going to just say his name. I mean, I ain't got nothing but good things to say. It's Jamie Keel.
Okay.
And I told him about the problems we was having, and he hadn't heard of it yet or whatever. So he said, I'll look into it and call you back. I didn't think much of it.
Yeah.
About a month later, he calls me back, and he said, I ran into somebody who says he can fix this. And so he gave me his number or whatever, and I called the guy, and, it takes a long time. I have to do a lot of communication and back and forth and stuff, and I decide that I'm going to try this. And I did it, and basically what it is a big disinfectant system where you bomb the house he had me doing it every day, and it kills the virus that makes this death just go
because
rampant.
the issue you guys have all been having is you just had a mass death toll on the chickens.
Yeah, and we're losing, like, in some cases, 33%, which...
That's because you guys are 150,000 chickens.
Right.
It's not like you got 15 chickens.
Yeah, so people hear 33% and they say, it's not that bad, but they're thinking like 20 chickens.
Yeah. You're talking thousands.
We got 150,000 chickens in there. So you lose 30% of that. That's a lot.
That's a crap ton of chickens.
Yeah. So, everybody's, trying to sell farms or whatever, just trying to find a way out of this because we just can't do it. And I put the system in, and I just finished my grow out with it and got my settlement and all, and they just did extremely good.
Yeah.
And mortality was normal, back to what it was normal,
your typical death count that you had before all this.
Yep. And it's a pretty good chore to keep the system going, but it worked.
Yeah.
So now
It's
we're
saving the farm, really.
Yeah. It makes it to where we can keep doing what we're doing.
Can we talk a little bit about that too? I mean, I don't want to overstep the conversation, but I know previously we've talked about how you're kind of struggling. You're in this place where you're trying to decide whether to sell or what your next step is, and you're trusting God and just asking for guidance. And so far, it's been, up until recently, it's kind of been.
Yeah, so let me back up to there. I get offered a job by a guy who is, basically going to try to help me sell the farm. And he offers me a job or whatever. And I had about decided that I'm going to do it. I'm just going to go work this job, and then I may even just shut the chicken house down. And so I think in the time frame I had already called Jamie. Then I get offered this job, and then I'm starting to move away from chicken houses, right?
Yeah.
And then Jamie calls me back and gets me up with these people, and we're putting in the system. Guy offered me the job, calls me back, and I told him, I said, man, I said, I've found my way into this that's supposed to fix it. I said, I'm not telling you no, but don't hold your breath waiting on me.
Yeah.
And he is all good with it. Good, he's a good guy. And he understood that I've got to try to focus on what's providing, what's putting food on the table.
Yeah.
And so I put the system in, and I get involved with these guys. And the first guy I talked to, so turns out this guy is a rock solid warrior for God. He's sending me texts every morning telling me he's praying for me. I mean, this guy is just awesome.
That's incredible.
Yeah, like breath of fresh air that you run into somebody like this.
And you're in the business. Like, this is a business situation. It's not like you went to church and found this guy at your church kind of thing. Like, this is initially kind of a strictly business centered thing.
Yeah.
And then to find out he's also a Christian,
right,
and also a prayer warrior.
And the other thing in business too, you get kind of jaded because people always seem to be out to make money off of
for
you.
Themselves.
And they're going to sell you a bunch of snake oil. And,
Yeah.
But it wasn't the case with this guy,
Yeah.
and he has just been so surprisingly awesome.
Yeah.
And even if it doesn't work out and I end up doing something else or whatever, it's been worth it just to meet this guy.
Yeah.
So, we have talked about Romans 8:28 so many times, and not trying to say prosperity gospel here, because a lot of times, our life sucks.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Life is hard.
But I just thought that was kind of like a God wink,
Yeah.
Like, we've been going through this or whatever, and we've got you up with these guys, and then I run into this other guy who is, just very inspiring.
Yeah.
And it's been quite a ride.
Yeah.
Well, I know I haven't been on here, and I felt really bad about it.
You should. You should get horrible. Everybody's getting tired of hearing me every other week.
But it has been a wild ride so far, and it's not over. It's just now getting.
Well, and that's what's
up.
amazing too, is how God works. When we were talking with Grant, when we had Grant on a while back, and he was saying how in the movie God's Not Dead, I want to say the second one, where the school teacher was like, I've been praying, asking God for guidance, all these things, and it's just quiet. And then the dad's like, out of all people, I would think you would understand that. During a test, the teacher's quiet, and it's just a sense. It's like a test of, do you really trust me, or are you just saying it?
Yeah.
And we're going to find out when things get a little tough.
Yeah.
We're going to really find out. And I don't know that, God's sitting back making everybody suffer kind of thing, but I think he does allow us go through maybe somewhat hard times so that we are reminded that we have to rely on him and lean on him.
Yeah.
For
and
our needs.
We don't know, too. I know we've talked about this in the past just at length so much, but we don't know, too, the purposes. Romans 8:28, the good that comes out of it may not necessarily be for us. It may be for somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he works all things for the good to those who are called according to his purpose and
According
who
to
love
his
him,
yeah.
right? And so,
according to his purpose,
right.
Not what we think
Yeah.
it should be, but his purpose. And
But
that's what we got to remember is the his purpose part, not the, well, Jared wants a new gun or new truck.
Yeah.
So it's, he's calling all things, whatever. It's, it's according to his purpose. And so that may look like a season of suffering and fully relying on God to get through your circumstance.
Yep.
But then, and that's kind of where you were at in the sense of, uncertainty of where this farm's going to be in the next couple years or next couple months even. How many chickens am I going to lose this time I get them in or whatever it might be, to not only has God brought something to take care of that issue, but you're also meeting somebody that's inspiring you in many different ways that we probably won't mention on here, but it's like, that guy sounds amazing. I would love to meet the guy.
Yeah.
It just sounds incredible. And the fact that he's a big businessman and a prayer warrior.
Yeah.
How often do you see that anymore?
It
Because
don't
a
seem
lot
like
of them,
you see it that much.
and maybe it's just because we're not, looking close enough. But everybody that's out on the forefront usually is kind of, I don't want to say arrogant, but they're just about themselves and building themselves up and prospering themselves, yada yada. They're businessmen.
Yeah.
And they're businessmen first. Where this guy is seemingly, I don't know him, but from what you're explaining, he sounds like he's a Christian first,
yes.
a follower of Christ. And he just so happens to be in a position to help others in big ways.
Yeah. So you put that just really, really nicely, that he is, sure, he's all these other things, but first off, he's a child of God, and that's where our identity is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And we get off track when it gets wrapped up in all these worldly things.
Sure, yeah.
But that's very accurate of him.
Well, like I said, just what you've explained to me, it shows, like, first and foremost, God comes first. And the fact that he's texting you daily, like, he doesn't owe you anything. You know what I mean? And the fact that he's just taking the time to text you and just say, hey, I'm praying for you.
Yeah.
Like, what happens to you long term doesn't affect him.
Right.
But he cares enough.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
I tell you, too, I'm gonna get a little dig on him right here if he happens to ever listen to this.
Well, I hope I get to
won't.
meet him, because I will mention that he needs to.
So we're putting in this system, and he volunteers, him and his small team come up here to help me put it in.
That's cool.
Which is, pretty rare for somebody like that to come getting us just stinking.
Well, yeah, this isn't a 5-minute task either. I mean, this is, you said, a couple days.
And so me and him got to where we were working together on a certain part where it was just me and him and everybody else was over there, and we're kind of talking as we're working. And I was telling him a little bit about myself. Said we got 5 kids. We've had twins twice. We homeschool. We do all this. And a lot of these things, he's saying, yeah, us too, whatever. We homeschool. We got 5 kids. I can't remember exactly how many kids. He's got a bunch of kids. But so one of the first things I told him, I said, I'm out on Sunday. Anything on Sunday, I'm out. I said, we leave worship at church, and I just can't do anything on Sunday, regardless of how you feel about working on Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm out on Sunday. And he said, oh yeah, he said, Sunday's the Lord's
Me
day.
too.
And so after that, that was the first little clue.
Okay.
And then you find out he is, which nothing against public school, but he homeschools. He does all these other things. And I beat him to it. That's my dig on him. I beat it to it. I said, so you homeschool, you won't work on Sunday, and I can't remember what the other few things are. I said, are you a believer? He said, yeah. I was like, I was getting that feeling.
Getting that vibe from you.
And I don't know if you've noticed this, but you can kind of tell when somebody is a believer. You can kind of tell even before you get into the conversation. But anyway, I told him Trent Richardson was there. I know you probably don't know who that is, but, but a lot of the people
caught me up on that.
A lot of the people who listen to this is going to know exactly who that is. But he works for him. He was there, and I was telling him. I told him after he told me he was a believer. I said I was fixing to witness to you, and I asked him about Trent after he told me he was a believer. He said, "Yeah, he is." And I said, and next I was going after Trent. And I said, I was going to tell everybody at church, guess who I got to witness to?
This is just an emphasis on how big of a deal you really are. You got Trent Richardson at your house. Yeah. On your chicken farm. I mean,
but it's crazy, man. Deal. Crazy. And I just Forrest Gump my way into this. One phone call to Jamie, and that's how I ended up here.
It's amazing how you had opportunity possibly to take on this job, and God sees the bigger picture. We see what's happening here.
Yep.
God sees the overall thing, and maybe that was a point where he's like, yeah, Brett's fixing to move into this situation. Let's make this happen so that because I think he also tries to keep us from getting into positions that we shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I think he allows us to go through things sometimes to learn a lesson or learn something, but then I think he prevents things too, so that we don't. Because if you would have taken that other job long term, you probably would have given up on your farm and shut it down or whatever.
I was already
you were on that thing, and maybe there's. I don't know how long chicken farms go for, but and
I still
ain't done
might.
yet.
I still might move into something else and not do the farming so much, but. All that is, it's kind of like I was trying to explain to a friend the other day. All that is kind of besides the point. That's not really what the goal is for my life. I just want to follow Jesus, and I want to lead my family in that. Yeah. And wherever He wants us to go, that's where we're going. Yeah. And I don't really care where that much, as long as I'm walking with Him.
Might be Alaska. You never know.
Might be. Except for leaving family and friends behind wouldn't hurt my feelings too bad.
Yeah. But, you never know. He might be calling all of your family and friends to. And he might be calling the Forging Podcast to go to Alaska. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. You never know.
I'll tell you what. It is daggone hot out there right now.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty brutal.
But, that's kind of the short catch-up with what's been going on with me and the running the system and all has... Because it's so hot, it keeps me really busy in the morning because you have to turn all the fans off and let it disinfect the house. And that's why I haven't been able to do the podcast because my mornings have just gotta get it, even Saturday, Sunday, all of it. In the mornings, I've just been running around with my hair on fire, and then it'll slow down after lunch, And of course, you're busy with stuff you got to do, and it just hadn't lined up.
Yeah.
But that's
why we're meeting at 8:30 at night on a
and
Friday night.
this is rare for me. You know, Courtney and the older kids are at kids camp right now, church camp.
Yeah.
And the littles are staying the night with mother and daddy. So I'm kind of bachelor right now.
Yeah, man, that's nice.
Yeah.
How's that feel? That's got to be pretty
It's
nice.
weird. I can't sleep. I tell you, without Courtney beside me, I just can't hardly
Really?
sleep. Yeah.
Man, I feel like I sleep like a baby when Autumn's gone.
Gosh, I can't.
It's because there's been several different years that I wasn't able to go to Florida for vacation. So I'm like, well, just take the kids and go, and then she would go and I'd have the house to myself. I mean, you kind of don't know what to do. So I ended up, I'd go to work and then I'd come home and, well, I can work on this project. And it's almost like when she goes out of town, that's my time where I want to try to work out a little bit, try to see what kind of shape I can get in before she gets back. And then I try to work on the house, get things done. So I'm always staying busy. But then it's just like at night, I can turn on the TV and I can watch whatever YouTube shows I want to watch. And like, I don't really have any responsibility. Like, I'm just... Like, I don't know. It's nice, but I mean, I love having my wife home. If you're listening, Autumn, I love you. I'm glad you're home. I'm just saying that sometimes it's nice.
Yeah, it took me forever to go to sleep last night. But
I just lay in bed and watch YouTube. Sometimes I have to. Like, even after a long, hard day of work, I'm like exhausted, ready to go to sleep. I'll go lay down, and then now I'm thinking about this job. Thinking about that job. Oh, I got to order materials. I got to do this. I got to do that. Before you know it, I'm like, well, crap. Now I can't sleep. But if I turn on YouTube and I'll watch a truck show or something, I got me a new truck. So I'm learning about some things that I need to do to it to make it more reliable or long-term reliable, whatever. And so it's like I'll lay in bed and watch about a CCV reroute and a disaster prevention kit and how to install it and DEF deletes and all this other stuff. Of course, part of it's already done, but I mean, it gives me something to watch. I don't have to think because I'm not working on that stuff right now. So it's like I can mindlessly watch it in a sense, and it gets my mind off of work and all the stuff that I have to deal with.
yeah,
And finally, I just find myself dozing, and there I go. I'm off to La La Land. You know? But yeah, I mean, shoot. Having the house to yourself, it's got to be. I'm sure it is kind of weird. I mean,
it is weird because just you got a pass full of kids too.
10 kids right now.
It's there's always somebody asking for something.
Yeah.
There's always noise.
Yeah.
And then whenever it's quiet, it's really weird.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard too. We got some older kids that were foster, and it's like, my goal is always was 8:30. Let's get everybody in bed 8:30 and whatever. But now it's light
Still
later,
daylight,
and so the kids are out burning off energy, and it's like, you fight with them all day to get them outside, and yeah, it gets stinking hot during the day. So finally evening comes and the sun's starting to ease off, and it's like now they can go play.
Want to go out,
and it's like I don't want to mess that up, so now I let them play. And but then
then you're
getting up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning every day, or I shouldn't say 5:30, 6:30, whatever, every day. Like I'm ready to go to bed at 9:30. At least go lay down and have my time, just relax.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm working on getting kids to get showers. Why I have to have a shower? I have to have a shower. Next thing you know, 10 kids got to take a shower. I don't know if anybody knows how long that takes. I only got 2 showers that our kids.
While.
Yeah, it takes a hot minute. You know what I mean? So before you know it, it's like 10, 11 o'clock. You're like, oh, I finally get to rest.
Yep.
And now I have to go to sleep because I got to get up early again tomorrow. It's like, man. But it's only for a season.
Yeah.
But it's been cool too. I've had a lot going on work-wise, and we got back from Florida. It was a nice, I guess you would say it was a nice vacation. I got to spend time with some good buddies. Got to go paddleboarding, do a little fishing. Had a couple nice days of taking it easy. But then I did some work too. I helped put up a fence and did some stuff for my mother-in-law like I usually do. But we got back and it's just running.
Yeah.
Man, it's just running. constantly.
Well, I'm actually. It makes me feel a little better to hear you say that because I knew you were busy, but I didn't want it to be just one-sided to where I'm like, man, I can't be there or whatever. You know, I'm at least glad it was both of us.
Well, yeah, when you'd say, "Oh, I can't come on," I'm like, that's kind of a relief, to be honest. I love doing this, and I feel like we've been doing this over a year, and for the first year, we missed what, maybe one?
Yeah,
or
maybe
two?
one. We did really good.
We
there for
did
a while.
really good, but there's no income. Like, this isn't paying our bills. This is like our free time that we're out trying to minister and do our thing.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's seasons where you're just busy.
Yep.
And you do the best you can. And if we can't make it every week, we can't.
We just can't.
We can't,
Yep.
So it's, I'm grateful for the people that hang in there and wait till the next week and all that. But, we're doing our best. But yeah, we're just busy. While I was in Florida, I sent off my paperwork to the ATF so that I could eventually get licensed to sell guns and repair them and Cerakote them and all that. And got the call today from my agent that I got a interview. I guess it's called an interview, inspection, interview. I think it's an interview Thursday, this coming Thursday. And so I'm kind of nerving out about it. The dude seemed like really cool and easygoing, so I'm not nervous he's going to be a jerk. And I mean, when you talk about meeting with federal agents, you get nervous because you see in the news how these people are, but that's a select few. I hope. I hope.
Yeah.
So far from what I've learned with knowing other gun shop owners, for the most part, the people that come out and inspect and do all these things are really usually down to earth, just normal people, So that brings some comfort, but at the same time, I'm kind of nervous because, I've got to understand and learn a lot of legal stuff that is going to be hard for me to follow and keep up with, but I'm looking forward to it because then I can get into my gun stuff and do all that. So I'm excited and nervous. And, because that's my long-term goal is, people are saying, well, you're already busy. How are you going to take on something else? But my goal is to transition away from my home remodel business. And I already have Chris's son, Chris, that's been on many times, my good buddy. His son is working with me now, and I'm training him to eventually take over the business. So that's pretty cool to be able to train somebody up where they can eventually have a business of their own. I'm all about entrepreneurship and people working for themselves and not working around here. It seems like the typical thing is to work in a factory or something like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. For me, I don't play well with others a lot of times when it comes to something like that. So for me, it's just easier to be my own boss. And of course, Brett, you're self-employed, and with having a lot of kids and all that we have going on, my wife has had some health things going on, and I've had to take off of work and be there for that. So being self-employed financially sometimes allots you that little bit of freedom, but also if I have to take off, I just take off.
Yeah. I
don't have to ask permission and set it up 2 weeks in advance and all these things. I just do what I have to do when I have to do it. So that's been a blessing.
Yeah.
But, like I was saying, I'm eventually going to transition. I'm hoping in 2 to 3 years, max. Man, I wish I could do it tomorrow, but transition out of doing the home remodel business and get into guns. And then I'll still do, it's weird to say that because I still plan on doing my house flipping, but pretty much I'll be working for myself totally in a sense, except for the gun repair stuff. Obviously, that's everybody else's guns, but I won't have to be going out and traveling and remodeling everybody's houses and working on everybody else's stuff. It'll be my houses that I can fully concentrate on, get them done, flipped, sold. I have big ambitions of eventually buying and flipping houses in Florida, down where my family, or where we used to live, I should say. My wife's family is at. There's good money in that, but and then being able to afford to have a house there and a house here, and maybe eventually have one in the mountains, and I can travel, and who knows where the gun business will go. But I've got a strong drive, and I think that it'll do good. Who knows? I might build that up to sell it one day. You never know.
Maybe.
I just don't know. I have crazy ambitions and ideas, and I just run with it.
Yep.
But so yeah, I mean, we've been kicking butt and taking names, and it's awesome to hear, what you've kind of gone through, dealt with, and now where you're at with that situation with the birds and all that. I mean, that's definitely God stepping in and saying, "Hey, I got you," and you've weathered that storm, and now you're moving into something really cool. And I hope that it continually works out. And who knows where that could.
Yeah,
who knows where that could take you?
Yeah, we don't know, and wherever we're going, like I've said before, I don't really care as long as I'm following Him.
Yeah, and He's never going to lead you somewhere that's going to destroy you.
Yeah, and just meeting this guy, I don't know if I should call his name or not, but just meeting him has been a blessing, like a huge blessing to me. And then through the time, I didn't get to talk about it, but I got a call from a family member. We had another family member get saved, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Is it one that I know of, or not the one that we've talked about?
Connect? No.
Okay.
No, but
there's time. But that's either way.
Yeah, but I got an update on that later. But anyway, the person is been in church their whole life, and it's kind of the people that I worry about the most, people that have been in church their whole life, but they've kind of missed it.
Yeah, it's just become like this thing you do instead of a relationship you're building.
Yeah, and the term I've always used is you get caught up in religion.
Yeah,
it's what good boys and girls do here in the South and the Bible Belt. You go to church. You go to church so you don't go to hell. And but you're really missing the whole thing. It's a relational, and it's just a daily walk. And I just gotta think there's a lot of people caught up in that.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to open people's eyes to it, but that's a real passion of mine. And I apparently ain't that good at it, but but I'm trying to get better.
I'm passionate. I suck at it, but I'm passionate about it.
And Tyler, the Lord's just using him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and
I'd like to talk about that.
It's amazing to hear
in a little bit too.
Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't even talked to him about that event, but
yeah. But I don't want to sidetrack you. You keep going with your.
No, that's where I was going.
Yeah,
but,
okay.
I mean, just seeing the Lord work through him, man, it is just. That's been a major blessing too.
But so you said you're apparently not very good at it, reaching people to the Lord. But you took a step that a lot of people wouldn't take when you started talking to that man about you're a believer. I'm taking you're a believer. I mean, that may not seem like a big deal to a lot of people, but when you're in the business world and you're dealing with business people, and sometimes these people have tons of money, it becomes intimidating. And sometimes the Jesus talk with people is awkward, and it can kind of be scary in a sense. So just the fact that you're taking that step of faith and just, so it sounds like and I mean, obviously he hinted, but it's a step forward. That's
where I was going. Yeah. I was fixing to tell him all about Jesus and what he's done for us. So, that's where I was
kind of like the Jace Robertson approach.
But, when I said I'm not that good at it, that was kind of a joke because we can't do anything anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
It's the leading of the Holy Spirit that really draws people in.
Yeah, it's God that does it. It's not us.
Yeah.
But
He uses us in our awkwardness sometimes.
Oh man, I'll lean into that awkwardness. I ain't scared of it. But when you try to present the gospel so many times and you don't, they don't seem to connect or whatever.
Yeah.
that's hard
You don't
not
always see
to
the
take
fruit
that
of-
personally,
Yeah.
and think that I didn't do a good job with that. But, I mean, you've said it a bunch of times. We're just be obedient,
Yeah.
just tell them about Jesus. It ain't on you to be so convincing that they have to make this decision. The Holy Spirit to do all that. It's not on us. Just be willing to share about it.
Yeah,
Talk about
and typically
it.
the Holy Spirit will put on your heart that you need to share. I mean, there's probably moments when it's like, this is not going to go anywhere, so you don't. But
Yeah.
when I would say for me, like when the Holy Spirit's really pushing me, and He'll start pushing kind of hard, it's like I just got to say something,
Yeah.
and just see where it goes. But yeah.
The easy way is to say, hey, why don't you come to church?
Yeah.
That's the easy way, and I've done it.
Welcome to Alabama, where
I've done
everybody
it
says,
yeah.
"Why don't you come to my church?"
Yeah, I've
talked
done
to
it so many times.
Yeah, I've talked to people that have moved here from out of state, like me, and their comments are, "Oh yeah, this guy came out, whatever, the gas guy or the electrician or whoever, somebody came out to do something, and the first thing they did is, hey, you want to come to my church?"
Yeah,
It's like, well, hey, they're trying.
yeah, and that's better than nothing.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely. Better saying get
I've
lost.
I've tried to more not lead with why don't you come to church?
Like,
It's like,
break
hey,
the ice a little bit, and
Yeah.
then say, hey, by the way,
Yeah.
come to church.
Which you don't want to be, and I borderline being this brash, but like we're talking about going door knocking and ministry and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I've always joked that I'll be the guy knocking on the door, and
You're going to hell.
kind of creepy. Hey, I got something for you.
Can I tell you about my
Let-
Lord and Savior
let me-
Jesus Christ?
All you got to do is let me in. Just let me in for a minute.
That person opens the door, they're getting the full gospel.
That's right.
But I mean, what if more people did that? I mean, it sounds kind of funny when we're joking about it, but what if more people did that? What if we took more time to do that? Like you said too, I mean, God is the one that's really going to make the difference, but we got to be obedient. We got to, I mean, like they say, we're the hands and feet. And we got to speak and do stuff too. I mean, He's not going to force us to talk.
Yeah, and I hear a lot of people there, it all comes back to fear,
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether it's fear of rejection or fear you're not going to say it right or they're going to ask you a question you don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah,
Either way, I don't want it to be embarrassing.
But, there's nothing wrong with saying you don't know. You can always just tell them what God's done for you, what Jesus is, in your life and what He's done, and just give them your testimony. And that's typically where I'll go with somebody who is don't seem as willing, not as accepting. I'll just tell them what it's been like for me.
Yeah. Well, I had a conversation with a good buddy of mine, and we just got into talking about atheists, about something, atheists. And we're talking, and I said, I finally caught on. I'm like, are you an atheist? Because we never really talked God. It was always guns, something about guns. I mean, I met him at the gun shop. I met everybody I know, it seems like, at the gun shop. If I didn't meet him at the gun shop, I met him and talked to them, like our conversations, even me and yours. Like, our real first conversations were gun related.
Yeah.
So it was like I met a lot of people that way, and so with him, it's always been a gun related thing. And we were talking about something. I forget how it even started, but I'm like, "You're an atheist." He's like, "Well, yeah." I'm like, that explains so much about you, Because I mean, if you talk to the guy, Gus is like a sailor, so you already know he's probably not church going.
Yeah.
I mean, not that Christians don't cuss, because they are, but I'm just saying, like, the way he was like, eh. He's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, well, that explains why everything is doom and gloom to you. Like, you have no hope for your future. Like, you're just once you're dead, you're going nowhere in your opinion.
Yeah.
We know better than that, and so I tried to talk to him about God. Of course, he didn't, he's like, well, if God's real, then why is this? And if God's, he threw all the typical atheist arguments at you. Well, how do you know there's not more than one God? How do you know that? I'm like, some of them I'm just like, I have no idea, but I know how he's worked in my life. And I said, I don't care what you say to me or do. There's nothing that you can say to convince me that there's not a God.
And that's what I'm talking about.
And I just explained to him a little bit of it. And, of course, he poo-pooed it. And he kind of made fun of me in some ways. But I'm like, me and him are close enough where I'm like, I don't really care. And I made fun of him back and stuff. But what's interesting is he still kind of thinks that way, and not under anything that I've done that I can take credit for. But we do. He has this one TV channel. When he's home, he just has one TV channel on, and that's just all that's on. Well, it just so happens that now that channel is becoming more popular, and they're getting Christian preachers on there. I think it's on Sundays. So he's starting to hear the word through that. And I think when I first found out he was listening to some of them, I was actually hunting. And he called me. I'd be sitting out there at 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever, waiting for the sun to come up. And he'd call me and we'd be talking. He's like, you know this one preacher? I can't stand this woman. She just sounds like she's all about the money. He's talking about Paula White. And I'm like, oh, yeah, she's a prosperity gospel. She's kind of a snake in the grass kind of thing. And we talking about it. He says, but there's this other guy. He don't ever ask for money. Doesn't talk about giving money to nothing. He just talks. He goes, I kind of like that. I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. You should just keep listening to him. So it's like, I don't feel like anything I've said to him has encouraged him to believe in God, but God's throwing little trinkets at him. Maybe I was one little piece. Yeah. Now there's other pieces happening. So I guess maybe what I'm trying to say is, even when you're experiencing like this time of, doesn't matter what I'm saying, it's not getting through to this person. God's still using that. Yeah. One way or another.
Right. Yeah. And it's not on us, We may be just one small little
We
part.
could be the drop of water to that seed.
Yep.
My sister, my little sister down in Florida, she called me, I don't know, I reckon it's been a couple months back now. I don't know if I said anything about it or not on here, but she gave her life to the Lord. And I don't know how many times I've talked to her about it. She'd call me up having this problem, that problem. I said, well, you know what? You call me, you ask me my opinion, you ask for all these things. I'm telling you, you need God. Is that going to fix everything? No, but he's going to help you through these things if you just trust in him. And I know. Nothing. And then I think it was her grandpa's funeral. Somebody talked with her or whatever, and next thing you know, she gave her life to the Lord. She called me up. She called me to tell me, and that was exciting. Mm-hmm. That was amazing. Yeah. Somebody that I'm like, I could talk to you till I'm blue in the face, and it's just not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere for you.
Somebody else.
Exactly.
Somebody else said the one right thing that it took, and now she gave her life to the Lord, and that's amazing. Like, I'm so proud of her. I'm so excited for her, and I hope that she has a drive to just keep digging in and getting to know who God is. Yeah. And getting that relationship with him, because he's just going to take her to a whole nother level. Mm-hmm. Her husband and her kids and all that. So
it's the thing with those people, the way we live, the way we our beliefs or whatever, it makes no sense to them.
It doesn't. To the world, it doesn't.
And I get it. Because if you hadn't experienced it, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see where it don't make sense. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But why don't you check it out? Because I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I mean, this book right here, if you do.
You're tapping on the Bible, by the way.
Yeah,
they can't see.
If you do a little bit of digging here, no way somebody made this up.
Yeah.
No way.
And I think it's even to the point where if you're just like, God, just show me something. Like, throw me a bone or whatever. Like, something. He's going to do something to say, I'm real. Mm-hmm. And then you can either accept it or not. Yeah. But I think that a lot of people have to get down in their lowest, dirtiest moments of life before they even turn to him and just say, and I don't even know if I just imagine that they don't even have to read the Bible per se initially, just to be like, all right, God, if you're real. I mean, there's a dude on TikTok, was it Bryce Crawford or something like that? And he was ready to take his life. He said, God, if you're real, show me what, I forget exactly what it was, but God did. You know, it wasn't in the word making it happen. It was just like, all right, God, like I'm done. Mm-hmm. I'm at my lowest low. Just give me something. And God did.
Yeah.
Does he do that for everybody? I have no idea, but
that's up to God.
Yeah, that's up to God.
We're not God.
No.
You know.
So, you know, it's something as simple as that. It's just being, it's like your humility. You just letting go of your pride and saying, all right, God, like, I ain't got nothing. I got nothing anymore.
Yeah.
Throw me a bone, please. So, oh, man. But I don't know. It's just amazing that if we're just obedient, it doesn't matter how it looks like to us. God can use our obedience. If we're not obedient, he's got nothing to work with in a sense. I mean, he can do anything. He's God. What I'm saying is, if that person needs to be talked to and he's pushing you to do it, do it. Don't matter what the situation looks like. Because like my buddy, that we had a horrible conversation about God and we ended up making fun of each other over the situation. Now he's got a TV on in the background with God's word being put in his ear, you know, and who knows? I mean, somebody at work, he could be somewhere in any situation, and that one thing happens, that seed that has been a little drop here and a little drop there from 50 different people, finally sprouts.
Yep.
And that's all. I mean, that's what matters. It doesn't matter who did it.
Right.
It doesn't matter if I did it or Brett did it or the next door neighbor did it. It doesn't matter. The goal is them to go to heaven when they're dead.
That's right.
And to build a relationship with God while they're here.
That's right.
So this is not a game of I did it because I'm great. It's God did it because he's great. Yeah. And he uses dummies like me
I know it.
to make it happen, you know, or whoever.
That's a lot of times that's one of the most amazing things is some of the ways he's used me. And, you know, a lot of times I just feel like I'm just, you know, same way I did in this system. I'm just kind of Forrest Gumping my way through life. And, you know, it may be just something by purely accident that he used me to help somebody else or whatever. You know, it's nothing that I've done.
Yeah. It's
just he is
he's that good.
Yeah, and it is flat amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just pretty cool.
It is. It's awesome. It's weird because like last time we hung out, you were uncertain. You told me about some opportunities that you might have, and you know, looking at it from like a non-Christian perspective, they wouldn't have taken the time to pray about it, ask God, and wait on Him. They would have just jumped to the next thing.
Yeah.
You know, especially.
We've done that. Me and Courtney talk about that all the time. In our past, we've done that so many times. You know, we make a decision, a career decision just like that, and not pray about it. You know, it makes financial sense, and so if it makes financial sense,
it's gotta make sense.
You gotta do it. You know, so. But you know, over the last I don't know how long since we've actually been walking the way we, you know, walking with God the way we should. It's so much lighter. It's so much more freeing. And you don't necessarily feel like everything is hanging on my shoulders or whatever. You know, we're just kind of floating along
and trusting God becomes more rewarding.
If it looks bleak, it does. It looks bad, but something come up. Yeah. You know,
but now
we'll move into something else. It's all up to Him. He's in control.
And kind of in a way, coming out on the other side of this now, like the opportunities you've been given, the people you've got to meet in the meantime, like that's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, it's really awesome.
If you would have just jumped the gun, not that you couldn't have had good things happen or whatever, but maybe it wouldn't have been to this kind of level.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like what, your situation, the first offer you get looks like a good thing, and it may have been a good thing.
And it could have been an amazing thing.
But if you just jump the gun because it makes financial sense or whatever, you miss out on this whole other thing that God had set apart for you because you wasn't trusting Him, you wasn't following Him, you didn't ask Him, should I do this?
Yeah.
And man, we have made so many mistakes like that over our lives, and I'll make them again.
Yeah.
But we're trying not to.
Well, absolutely. Well, and that's the thing too. If you would have taken the other opportunity, it would have taken you away from home a little more.
Yeah.
And right now, like with your setup, it's really ideal. Yeah, you're still working, but you're also accessible to your family when they need something. Your wife needs your help with whatever your guys' situation is at home. Like, you're available right there.
Yeah, and that's what's so great about it.
And that's huge. So it's like if you'd have just jumped the gun and taken this other opportunity, you'd be home, or you'd be away from home, wouldn't be as accessible. You'd probably make good money, but it's drawing you away from your family and your home. And right now, with the age of your kids and everything, it's kind of a season that you need to be accessible and be around your home. So it's like you were patient, you waited, you were trusting God to just make it all work, and it did. And not only that, you got to keep your same business, keep your setup to where you're home and available more. Yeah, you might be required to do a little bit more work first thing in the morning kind of thing, but you're still available, and you got to meet really cool people on top of that and get to know people that who knows where that could lead to. Yeah. And the opportunities that those doors could be opened, and you just don't know. So it's like just being patient, waiting on God, being obedient, and not just jumping because something looks good. I think that's the thing too. I think the devil shines a flashy lure, like we're going fishing, trying to catch this fish, and the fish sees, well, this is easy pickings. I'm going to just jump on that because it makes sense. I mean, it looks good to the eye. It looks tasty. It's nice and flashy. Maybe I just need to jump and take it. Well, and then you're caught. Yep. And now you might be stuck or whatever it might be. Because if you'd have given up on your chicken farm, it might have been hard to get back into a contract and get started again. I don't know, but you didn't just jump at the first flashy thing that looked good. Mm-hmm. You waited and you prayed about it, and you were patient, and it led to bigger, better things. And I guess I'm kind of viewing it as a bigger, better thing that it led to. So
seems
yeah. So far, I'm outside looking at it. I don't fully understand the whole scale of it, but that's why my goal for the gun business, it's at my house. So, like, if I can get away from driving all over the state just to try to do a job, and I can be more accessible to my family. Right now we have 10 kids, and it was awesome. I don't know if I mentioned it, but our youngest foster child went home to her family permanently. Like, I'm so excited for them. It's so, like, I was telling you earlier, Brett, like, we get to see the scope of kids getting reunited with their families quickly to it's taking longer. But just seeing her family step up and they did whatever it took to get her back and learned valuable lessons along the way and became friends of ours and part of our family. It just was an amazing turn of events all the way around. And yeah, this first initial situation sucked, but the things that happened because of it are amazing, and it'll always be a lifetime of memories with that situation, and they're still part of our lives. Yeah. So, and if you guys are listening, I won't mention your name, but you know who I'm saying. You better stay in our lives, dadgummit. We're connected now. But no, they're good people, and they love their baby, and sometimes we just screw up. And they got another chance, and I'm so glad they did because they're good people. They deserve it. So, and they got an amazing little girl. So, it's pretty cool. But yeah. What do you think, Brett? We about to wrap it up? You got anything else to say?
Yeah, we can. Did you want to mention the
Yeah. So, and I only noticed this maybe a week ago that the Forged in Fire event is coming up again, August 9th, 9 a.m. I think it starts.
I have no idea.
Shoot. It's in Colbert Heights in Tuscumbia. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up while we're talking about it now. Here it is. But we've gone to it every year so far that they've had it, which has been 3 years, 2 years. Or they? Well, no, it's been last year. They had it twice.
Yeah, I think they do 2 a year.
I'm all over the place. Yeah, they do two a year. Yeah, so we went to both of those last year.
Yeah.
So now it's coming up again, August 9th, First Baptist Church, Culbert Heights, in Tuscumbia, Alabama. They're going to have Charles Billingsley as the worship leader, and Marty Raybon and Rich Wingo will be speakers. And I mean, it's always a good time, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. Like when these speakers get done, man, people are going to the altar and just whatever God's working on them it's happening. Mm-hmm. It's real. Like it's really cool event to be part of and see and all that, and the lives that are being changed is amazing.
Oh yeah, I love them guys up there.
Yeah, they're great people.
Yeah,
they're great people. And Sam Howard putting it on he's just been kicking butt with it, working hard to make that happen. So he's a great men's leader up there. And so yeah, I mean, if you guys I didn't say what time it starts. If you guys are available for that and in that area or capable of getting to that area, it says it's 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. August 9th.
I think they usually want you to sign up so they have an idea of how many people's coming. Yeah,
this event definitely. I don't know if I ever signed up before. I don't think I have, except for now they've been really pushing the signing up of this event.
I signed us up one time.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's why I didn't do it, because you did it for me.
Said I was bringing so many guests or whatever.
So, yeah, First Baptist Culbert Heights. Do they have like an actual separate page for the Forged Men's Conference? I don't know. You can find it. Just go on their Facebook page and you'll find it and sign up and register and go. I'm going to do my best to make it. I thought I scheduled work that day, but I didn't. So I'm gonna do my best. Do you think you'll be able to make it?
What?
August 9th. That's 2.
It could be a year from now. And to me, I live one day at a time.
Well, it's the 25th today that we're actually recording, so it'd be 2 weeks from this Saturday.
2 weeks?
No, tomorrow's Saturday, so it's 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah, should be able to make it.
So when this comes out Tuesday, it'll be a week from this coming Saturday.
I'm going to do everything I can to make it.
Okay. I'm going to do my best to make it too. It's just an awesome event, man. It's amazing to see how God works on these guys.
You going to set up an autograph booth?
We're not that big of a deal.
We're not?
They might recognize. Actually, we did get, I went to get some hats the last time. The guy's like, "Are you the guys from Forged Podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I could tell by your voice." We might get recognized that way, but we're just not that big of a deal, Brett. You might be. You're going to walk in and be the star of the show, but the rest of us flunkies, which is just me, because Adam, he's too cool even for us. I hope to be as cool as you one day, Adam, where I can just travel and live my best life. And
we'll set up somewhere and sign autographs.
There you go. I'll let you do that. I'll be hidden. I get to them places. I probably won't even wear my Forging Podcast shirt. I'm just going to try to go low key. It's just, I'm not, like, we don't even have cameras on us. Like, I'm not necessarily as big of being in the limelight. I don't.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird. I just, either. It's easy to talk behind a microphone because nobody sees you. You can say whatever and people either just listen or they don't listen. But
we got those kind of faces that suit
not seeing
audio
me.
Only.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know what to say on that, but I mean, I guess if somebody wants an autograph, Brett will bring his marker.
I'll be there.
Brett will be there. The big deal. He'll sign it. The big deal. But yeah, we're going to do our best to make it. I hope anybody listening that's in America. Dude, I have to bring that up. So the other day I was looking on my Buzzsprout. We post everything out through Buzzsprout, and it sends it out to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere. Everywhere that podcasts can be, it sends it. And I just happened to look at our locations again, because we've been in the same amount of countries. I think it was 9 countries or 7 or 9 countries for quite a while. And then something happened to where I noticed we just gained another country too. We're in 14 different countries now.
Dang.
Like, that's crazy. What? We just got a new country, Hong Kong. Are you serious? Like, that's insane. Welcome, guys from Hong Kong. But, I mean, it's crazy to me because we're just a couple dudes. Like, you're just from Hackleburg, Alabama, like a small speck on the map, you know? And I moved to Guin, Alabama, which is a small speck on a map. I mean, Guin's a town of 2,000 people. What's Hackleburg? About the same? 5 people, maybe? You probably have 6
We're
people.
probably about 1,500.
1,500 people? Yeah, I mean, these are dinky little towns, and we're just out here. This is one of those things where God was calling us to do something. We just decided to be obedient. And, I mean, we've got Singapore, Hong Kong, United Kingdom, Canada, the Netherlands, Australia, Germany, Peru, Kenya, India, the Philippines, Poland, and Sweden. People all over the world are able to listen. And I mean, and they are, which is insane to me. Like, it's one of those things where I don't feel like I'm saying anything of value, but somehow God is using my ramblings and your ramblings and Adam's and Blake's when he was on and all the people that we've had on. He's using that to reach people all across the world.
Yeah.
And I truly hope that the information we put out is of value and that God can use anything. But I mean, you know, I hope it's impacting people, and I hope it really does matter.
And maybe next time we'll get in some more Bible.
We need to get back into.
Yeah, today was just kind of
It was a reunification.
Yeah, right.
I haven't seen you in forever. I feel like I don't even know who you are anymore.
It has been a long time. So,
but yeah, hey, and we got to brag on God. I mean, you know, it doesn't always have to be sit down and read the Bible verses word for word and preach a sermon. Like, this is real life, and us, like everybody else, has busy lives and has different things going on that we have to deal with on a daily basis. But the one thing that all of us have to do is continually rely on God.
yeah.
And it's amazing to see where he takes us when we do. When we're not obedient, we see what happens with that. And when we're patient and obedient and relying on God fully, it's amazing to see what he does with that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always have to be a sermon. Just sharing our testimony or sharing what God's been doing in this period of time.
Yeah.
So keep hanging on, keep fighting, keep trusting God. It may seem quiet, it may seem like nothing's happening, but just be patient. Don't rush it. Be patient. Trust God. And it's going to be amazing one way or another. You might have to go through some struggles. It'll be amazing on the other side. It always is. You want to pray?
Sure.
Close us out.
Lord, thank you for everything you've given us. I thank you for Jared. I thank you for letting us get together again. And I pray your blessings over his family and his ministry, Lord, and anybody else out there, Lord. We got brothers out there, and we get texts and stuff, and we thank you for them. I pray that you have your hands on them and their missions. Just encourage them, Lord. Strengthen them. Help them to be courageous and bold. And I pray that for all the men listening to this. I pray that you help us to be the leaders you've called us to be. Help us to follow you. Give us your Holy Spirit. Give us wisdom. And we thank you for everything you've done, everything that you're going to do. And most of all, we thank you for what you did on the cross. And just giving us a chance, Lord. Go with us tonight. Forgive us where we failed you. We love you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Well, we love you guys. It's great to be back behind the microphones with Brett again. Can't wait till we can get Adam along with us. Really hope you enjoy this. I really hope that it's kind of opened your eyes or touched your heart in some way, shape, or form. And with that, love you guys. We out.
Thank you guys for listening. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram and follow us so you can stay up to date with latest podcast drops and content. Also, feel free to leave us a review on whatever streaming platform you're listening from. We'll catch you next week.